Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I think that several subscribers of this channel must follow or at some point have heard of Dragon Ball Heroes, right? It is a non-canonical Dragon Ball franchise. That is, it is not part of the main story of the anime. And unbelievable things happen in this franchise, such as character transformations that would eventually not happen, scale of new powers, etc. Dragon Ball Heroes greatly expands this part, and that's exactly what today's theory will be about. We'll talk about what could happen in episode 50 of Dragon Ball Heroes, but since the saga is not canon, anything can happen. But before we start, I want to ask you to leave a like if you like our stories, and this is a sign of recognition and it'll help the channel a lot. And for new channel members, if you ended up liking our stories, subscribe. Whenever there are new stories, you will be notified so you don't miss any videos. That's the message, folks. Without further ado, stay with today's video theory. Well, as we already know, the last episode of Dragon Ball Heroes was released, and with it comes the taste of wanting more. We saw the continuation of the Warriors' battle against Demigra. We had several incredible moments during the episode, but the biggest highlight of the episode was seeing the generation of Saiyans side by side fighting together. The three teamed up and used a powerful Kamehameha against Demigra, causing a clash of techniques, becoming the most epic and exciting moment of the episode. Each of the Saiyans used what they had to make that move even more powerful. We saw Bardock next to Gohan use the wonderful and much anticipated by the fans Super Saiyan Level 4, thus making an incredible fan service for those who, like me, were looking forward to it. To see that moment finally happening? Wow. But watching this scene, many fans wondered why didn't Gohan activate his beast mode during the battle to defeat Demigra? Will we see that moment in the next episode, or is this transformation really not going to happen? It's a fact that this moment is being theorized and long awaited by fans. But what are the chances of this happening in the next episode? We already know that Demigra won't be easily defeated with this Super Kamehameha, so it's possible to see our warriors pushing their limits once again, thus opening up a great opportunity for Gohan's transformation to take place. Demigra himself will still bring new transformations. For those who know the character through the games or the manga, they should already be aware of what is to come. But if the enemy gets more powerful, our heroes will have to follow the same line. It's like it's a law in the world of anime, especially the famous shonen style. But what will we see? What surprises does Dragon Ball Heroes still hide? One of them is the new transformation of our beloved Son Gohan. Without a doubt, there are still high chances of him transforming into Beast Gohan, even if it's not in the next episode. It has to happen, because this transformation is the height of Gohan's strength. In addition to seeing the new version of the future of Gohan using his strongest transformation, it will certainly be one of the successes that the Dragon Ball Heroes saga will achieve. It is a fact that until the concrete outcome of this battle, we will have more fan service, because that's what we want, and that's what the directors know we want. A sad reality of the end of this war is that there will likely be a sacrifice. We cannot disregard the fact that some character ends up using his own sacrifice as a last card to defeat Demigra. When we think of Dragon Ball and sacrifice, the only thing that comes to mind is Vegeta, who in Dragon Ball Z sacrificed himself to defeat Majin Buu, at a time when there was no other option. However, in this scenario we are in, it is likely that Vegeta will not be the one to make this sacrifice. But if not Vegeta, who will it be? Leave your guess in the comments. Who is going to be the most likely to leave the Dragon Ball Heroes saga, sacrificing themselves to save everyone? Another possibility would be to see Gohan sacrificing himself for victory. Since in Dragon Ball Z we see a dystopian future where Gohan sacrificed himself for Trunks. To ascend and defeat the enemy, it wouldn't be strange to see a sacrifice on his part, besides being a huge reference to the much-watched classic anime. However, I think that if there is a possibility of someone giving their life for the sake of victory, it will not be any of the previous options, but Bardock. I believe that the death of such an important character for both the fans and the characters would be a key point in the development of the series. Bardock's death would be of great help to defeat Demigra. Even if it wasn't enough to defeat Demigra, it would still motivate later generations to use everything they had to put an end to the villain once and for all. This act of sacrifice, if well performed, would be by far a completely remarkable scene in this part of history. Goku seeing his father giving his life for him would not contain his feelings, and his heart would be full of fury, and the Saiyan would be motivated to win the match against Demigra. Gohan, seeing his grandfather on his deathbed and his father about to release all his hatred, would realize that he could no longer contain what he had, and that would be the most perfect moment for Gohan to use Gohan's Beast transformation. I believe it would be an amazing sequence of scenes that would leave the viewer excited and anxious about what could happen. This scene would be one of the possibilities for Gohan to use his final transformation. That is, there are certainly several reasons for our dear character to use the Beast form. However, there is one more possibility of what could happen, and that could stir Dragon Ball superhero fans even more. As we know, fusions are something very iconic in Dragon Ball. When you think of that word in your everyday life, you immediately associate it with Dragon Ball. But what fusions would we see in Dragon Ball Heroes? Well, we can all imagine a fusion between father and son, that's Gohan and Goku, or even Bardock and Goku, something that would certainly be very exciting. Well, it's strange to think about the possibility of a fusion between three people, but as strange as it may seem, it would also be something interesting to see and quite unusual, as it would be the introduction of a new form of fusion. But I don't think that's going to happen, because to create a fusion of three people, they would have to invent a new way of fusion, or will they? In a non-canonical story, there are no impossibilities, so anything can happen, even the most unexpected. I think it's possible that we'll see a merger of three people, or even more than three, but how? I believe you're wondering this. Well, for those who still don't understand where I'm going, I'll be direct. The answer to that is the merger between mergers. Think how amazing it would be to see a fusion like Vegito, for example, merging with a warrior, Bardock, Gohan, etc., or even seeing a fusion with another Vegito merging with Gogeta, for example. But of course, it's still a mystery what will happen in the next episodes. It's too early to know if we get this theory right or not, but I'm really looking forward to seeing it. Guys, for today, the theory ends here, but what about you? Did you like the theory? Do you think Gohan and his Beast transformation can defeat Demigra? What would be your opinion on this? Comment. Commenting not only sparks a conversation between you, but it's also a sign that you're enjoying and finding this video interesting, and that really brings the channel alive, and it helps us to create new theories and stories about Dragon Ball. Before we end with this video, I would like to ask you once again, if you liked it and you were interested in the theory or in any other video of ours, leave a like, it helps us a lot. The same goes for new people on the channel, please feel welcome. We are always trying to create and deliver quality content for all of you. The more people watching, the better the interaction. Well folks, that's all for today. Until next time, a hug, goodbye.